Hello friends, how are you all doing? So previously I showed you my haul from June that included the 3 kits from SNAA. Today, I've decided to build a Galahad because I'm really excited how it will turn out because I think it looks awesome. So we have it here. There are some creases on our box but still looks okay. I bought this kit for around 1,000 pesos with vouchers or around 16 US dollars, which I think is a decent price. On the front cover we have the Galahad here, wielding the hammer with fire effects on the background. I'm assuming that this guy is on the moon by how the earth is on the background here. Beyond exquisite. Very exquisite. Very real. On the top left corner we have the series icon here, Round Table Knights. On the bottom left we have the model name, Furious Warhammer Galahad. God, this guy must be very angry all the time. People call him they normalize calling him Furious. At the bottom we have the shot of the model wielding the axe and the SNAA black window occupying a third of the space on the left. And on the top of the box here we have the same layout as the bottom but on the opposite direction, and it instead shows perhaps a CAD drawing of the model's upper half, and the left side of the box shows us the standing Galahad, and on the right side the same shot as the front. The rear of the box shows us the same shot as on the left side with additional shots of the rear of the Galahad, 3 dynamic poses, and it shows us the kit's inner frame. How about we open this now, okay? The box opens from the side. Plenty of runners here. The box contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bags of runners, and we have a decal sheet here and the booklet manual. The manual is printed on a crisp and thick paper. I think this is around 120 GSM, 26 pages and 28 in total, including the front and back covers. Pages 1 to 24 is occupied by the manual, and the last 2 contains the showcase and some lore, I think. I Google translated the text here and this is what it says. It's awesome that the manual shows you what runner and what piece you need for a part. I think it's convenient and really helps you organize your builds better. But what I've read online is that this feature only came to later SNAA models, and Galahad was one of them. I hope Bandai would do this to their future kits, or did Bandai already do this? I haven't built any new released Bandai kits, so let me know if a kit from Bandai has this. First impression is the parts are crisp and clean, no deformities whatsoever. This hammer piece is huge! The weapon has an inner frame apparently, and the rest of the runners looks great. But what really sold me this kit are these gold parts. I think it looks good on the kit. I tried scraping the surface as I'd like to know if it's printed or it's really the plastic, and yeah, it's paint. I'm afraid for the parts that are more exposed to cut marks. Some parts are undergated though, but we'll see. The kit has a total of 14 runners, no polycaps. For what it's worth, I think you're winning with this one. I am not trying to glaze as we haven't built it yet, but what I mean is the volume alone on this one is already worth the price, such as you got plenty of parts to build, and the manual shows you which parts to cut to balance it out, and that's good for seasoned builders and beginners alike, respectively. Also, another thing, the manual lets you build the inner frame first, which is an important factor for me personally, as it lets you appreciate the inner workings of the kit before they are hidden by the armor. From my experience building mostly older MGs, you build it part by part including the armor. I think this way of building makes it convenient for those who wanted to appreciate the inner frames first. I think for newer MGs, the MG Vidar does this now, along with the PG Unleashed kits. Let me know in the comments which recent MG on RG kits does this. Anyway, let's start building. I started snapping mindlessly only to realize late that some pieces are undergated. The body has these two joints where the shoulders are presumably connected, and it can move forward and back for the butterfly joint. This single piece will make our neck double jointed. We have a gold piece at the back here. These white parts are for the waist pistons. I'm quite surprised they didn't use gold on them. It would definitely look better in gold. We now have the body here. We have some side bend here, giving these pistons the supposed spotlight. The waist part contains the peg holes for the thigh joints that could be levered up and down to maximize mobility, and had to use some clamping force on these parts. The waist contains a movable rear skirt and crotch armor piece. Next, the arms. The shoulder frame contains a gold vernier here that is attached to a hinge piece that would allow the part to move up and down. We have some curved pipes here on top, which I think adds more definition to the shape. The arms are double jointed, which is good. It is assembled all together with the bicep, elbows, and forearms as a single part, so stability is assured, though it doesn't have some gimmicky features. The arms then hold the shoulder together with the peg connector inserted through this hinge piece of the shoulder frame before attaching it to the body. Legs next. Now the legs have the most inner frame piece among them all. This one here is the thigh connector that would bridge the waist and thighs. The thighs, knees, and greaves are also assembled together as a single part, and it contains this piston gimmick on the thighs when it bends its knees. The feet contains a gold piece on the toes. This white piece would be the heel and is sandwiched by the ankle sides. The connection to the greaves is this round pivot joint similar to the thigh connector, only smaller. The mouthpiece is very Gundam inspired. The eyes is a gold piece and is very small, so you may want to be careful when attaching it to the equally small faceplate. Head contains a retractable gold crest that also serves as a lever for the head's retractable ventail or visor later. Also, careful when you attach these sharp parts. I mean, they are really sharp and you might break your finger with it. Now let's put the frames together to see Galahad's skeleton. Not bad. I think the articulation is pretty decent and the aesthetics looks okay. But this is just the inner frame. We'll see how it does when we attach the armor. The faceplate is covered by this ventail or visor, and it has these traditional vertical gaps that gives that traditional knight look, and it can be opened upwards, but I'm kinda having a hard time doing. The added side horns reminds me of Kamen Rider Knight, and it looks alike. As for the body, the armor parts fit smoothly. No major struggle when attaching them. This breastplate might be my favorite part so far. I really like how the gold accents the part, the eyes and the jaws with fangs. It looks awesome. The rear skirt armor is a single piece and the crotch has this segmented panel and curves backwards on the upper part, which I'm hoping is not gonna hinder some waist movements. There are some side skirts apparently in the form of these curved pieces and is ball jointed that is attached at the back here. I have some doubts about this design choice, but it looks a bit nice. For the arms we have the shield with claws here. The blades are fixed so no articulation. The center horn, for some reason they decided it shouldn't be gold. The shoulder frame is covered by this blue armor here. That is then again covered by the actual pauldrons. Questionable choice, but okay. The shoulder is then finished with a grey armor piece, making the white as the line accent around it, and some gold horns and the deckers. The arms are mostly white armors with a light grey accent. Arm complete and looks pretty nice. Reminds me of the Goof. The feet has this exposed inner frame aesthetics, and for some reason they put a rivet here as if there's a joint, but there isn't, and it's fixed. Though I would have preferred if there were actual joints there, or if there wasn't, that rivet there is quite redundant and kinda misleading. I'd be okay if this was an HG level kit though. Leg armor also went very smoothly. The thigh here have also these vertical strips, similar to the head, if the head doesn't look knight enough. Almost all of the thighs are covered in armor except for the thigh joints. The calves of the greaves contains a gold piece in the form of these horizontal gold arc strips. Overall, the legs look okay to say the least. Personally, I think the arms are designed better aesthetically, but that's just me. The backpack is small and simple, mostly grey and a single gold thruster here. It has the peg hole for the hold of the giant hammer or the thunderstorm hammer. Next are the weapons. The hammer contains a frame and it is huge, and there's quite some details in there too. It contains the spear, which once again is not in gold. I don't know why they made the pipes here gold and not the spear. Also, the handle pole is retractable. As for the armor or the volume of the hammer, there's definitely a lot of parts in there. It's almost as big, if not bigger than an actual head of the hammer. The Fury Axe has a simple assembly. For some reason they didn't call the hammer Fury Warhammer, which I'll assume is its main weapon, but instead they called the axe Fury Axe. I don't know anymore. For the axe, it contains just the body, the handle that doesn't retract, and the golden blades and decors. And last but not least, the shield or the warhorn charge that looks like a rhino head. Simple assembly. Now with all the parts finished, let's put them all together. Actually, It looks pretty nice. The chivalrous knight Galahad ready to occupy a portion of your shelf. I may sound like a broken record here, but I like the gold accent on this kit, especially its application on the chest. I hope this video helped you see on what to expect from this kit if you plan to buy this. Info not sufficient? We're gonna be discussing more about this kit on our next video, so stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching, friends. Likes, shares, and subscribes will greatly help us grow this channel. See you next time.